What up, homies of the internet? This is lugnuts.guapo coming at you from Longhorn Harley-Davidson, and we are doing a quick little review of the SportGlide that was released not long ago, and also, which I think is the predecessor, which is the Dyna Switchback.
Happy Breakfast and the beat.
So, yeah, let's get cracking. Get right to it. Alright. Just want to make sure that I got enough range. And I do. Woo! So, funny thing about me and switchbacks, I really didn't have really good experiences when I first started working for Harley when it came to switchbacks, because every single time I took one out, the saddlebag at one point came off, and that was not like the bike's fault. I didn't make sure that it was locked in, and as a matter of fact, I didn't actually check before I left if they were locked in, but they seemed fine. So yeah, I lost the bag at one point, and then one was a trade-in, and they didn't have like the seat screw, and it's actually on the same ride that I lost the bag that screw went missing or wasn't there at all. So the seat, when I went to back it up, the seat slid off. And then that was one experience. The second experience, and these are back to back, by the way, the second experience is a bike that was traded in. It had been sitting for a while, so there was moisture in the oil, so naturally it spewed all over that. I mean, it's just normal. And then the third time, which was the bag that lost the saddlebag, started smoking like crazy. Again, it had something to do with the oil. No big deal, it just needed to be changed. But that was my experience with switchback. So at first, not fond of them. I was like, these things are cursed. We're not meant to be. But since I started at Harley last year, the switchback has been growing on me, and I think the reason why is because, I mean, I really like Dynas. I personally own a SportGlide, but this makes sense for what I do, for the type of riding that I do. I do a lot of commuting, and sometimes when I go to Longhorn, it takes me about 45 minutes, give or take. Oh, geez, what is going on up here? Oh. Man, because the pipes came loose or something. And I wonder if I could just go this way and cut it here. It might be the answer. Anywho, I really like the Dynas, and I do a lot of commuting. Some of it is pretty far, 30 to 45 minutes. I mean, not really like far. It's just, it's long enough to where like I feel like I need something that I can just kind of like lean back and cruise, and this is kind of what this is in the Dyna format. Now, from what I've heard from talking to like multiple people that have been in the industry for 20 plus years, is that the switchback didn't really have a good reputation. So I started wondering why, and what everybody kept saying is, well, just know that it was nicknamed the RoadQueen. Then it made sense. I was like, oh, that makes sense. It does kind of look like a Road King, and I do think that's where Harley kind of like screwed the pooch on this one, because this is a great concept. A Dyna that's comfortable to ride for longer periods of time. It has the bags already stock, windshield. I mean, you also have to think about the era that this thing came out, and it's basically, the era that everybody was, live to ride, ride to live, let's go, ride freaking everywhere. and the styling was geared towards, you know, like kind of like what the RoadQueens are, with the, you know, the dual passing lamps, you know, big nacelle in the front, you know, that old school kind of feel. And so that's kind of the time that this came out, and it didn't work because it was too close to what the RoadQueen is. And I think why this is a great concept is because you have, like, you know, the FXRs, when they had the FXRT, FXRV, they had, like, you know, your fairing in the front, your clamshell bags, your tour pack. That was like a more affordable touring bike, and it was also light and nimble compared to a full-on touring bike. And for someone like me that does a lot of commuting in Dallas on mainly highways, that makes complete sense. I mean, that's an awesome option, and you can also get to travel as well and not have to worry about, you know, getting a luggage rack and strapping all your crap onto it. Now, why I think this is the predecessor of the SportGlide, because the SportGlide, in a sense, I mean, it's, I don't know if you would call it middleweight, but it's, in essence, this was supposed to be lighter than the RoadQueen or any touring bike, and it was supposed to have the frame of a Dyna. Hold on a second. You have to have the frame of a Dyna, which is, you know, the wheelbase and all that kind of stuff is different, so it performs differently, it handles differently. And so I just completely lost what I was trying to say. Anywho, Dyna Switchback, I think if Harley would have stuck to, you know, maybe some clamshell bags as opposed to trying to imitate the RoadQueen bags, and maybe, you know, instead of the nacelle, done, you know, some kind of fairing, or maybe not even the fairing at all or a nacelle at all, just, you know, headlight, and you could add a windshield if you wanted to, or it might have come with a windshield. I think it would have been, I think there's a different route that they could have gone design wise, like, you know, the flared fenders, that just says RoadQueen, because that's what, you know, I mean, on the, and I say flared fenders like lightly, it's just, if you look at the Switchback and the RoadQueen side to side, there's a lot of similarities in style. There's a lot of cues that are borrowed from the RoadQueen, and it's just, I think the looks is what killed this, because it was too close to the RoadQueen. And anyone that bought this, and of course these are the same people that said that Sportsters are for girls, and, you know, all that kind of stuff, which makes absolutely no sense, complete nonsense. But I think it's this is the SportGlide is like, this is the old version of the SportGlide. It's a lighter frame, it's a more nimble vehicle, and it's not, you know, not nearly as heavy. And yeah, so I'm just gonna continue this rambling process on the SportGlide, because heck yeah. Back it up. Beep, 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 beep. Let's get cracking. Woo! That breeze is nice. All right. So, if I didn't make sense on the when I was on the Switchback, I'll try to clarify on while writing this. So, I think if the Switchback would have been closer to what this is, which is, you know, you still have like the same seating position to a certain extent, like where the forward controllers are. I mean, you don't have floorboards, but where my feet are sitting are pretty close to what the Switchback has. You got the saddlebags. Granted, these saddlebags are awesome, because the bags on the Switchback are kind of like everything, you know, pre-2013 on the bagger. It takes two hands to open that saddlebag. With the one-touch bags, all you have to do is pull a lever, and that's it. It is that easy, and I think they nailed it with that design. Personally, I just think they should have gone with a different shape with the bags, I mean, that's just personal opinion. Everything that I've been saying in all these videos are personal opinion. So if you're butthurt about it or don't agree, yeah, let me know. Comment below, and let's be civil about it. So yeah. Anywho, so I think if the switchback would have been similar to this, where it had like some kind of a detachable fairing, or maybe not detachable at all, but the cool thing about this is detachable. The one thing I do wish the SportGlide would have is that windshield seems really short, so the way that you sit, let's see, get out of the way, some craziness going on over here, some wet pavement, and that is never a good sign when you're trying to ride aggressively. Not that I'm trying to do that bit. It's good to know that's wet, and the tires are pretty much new, so you gotta be careful. Anywho, so yeah, windshield, I think windshield should be taller, which they do sell an option for it. And by the way, we just sold, Maverick just partnered with Fast Life Garage. If you don't follow them yet, check them out on the IG. So that's the Fast Life Garage, and I know they're about to put out some YouTube content here soon, so that'd be pretty cool. And anywho, they're gonna modify one of these, and it's gonna be pretty exciting. I'm not really sure what they have in mind, but I can't wait. Anywho, now the concept of the SportGlide and of the Dyna Switchback was a lighter, traveling, you know, midway kind of bike that you can go a long distance, but you can also go around town, and it's not super heavy, but it's also comfortable enough to, you know, go the distance. So in that sense, yeah, I think the SportGlide is a reincarnation of the Dyna Switchback. And I mean, I think they got it right this time around. You know, there's some things about the looks of it from both bikes really that I don't really care for, but I think with this they got so much closer to the concept that I think the Dyna should have been, the Dyna Switchback. And this is doesn't look like anything else in Harley's lineup. And granted, it's the same frame, a lot of parts are interchangeable, yeah, sure, but what I mean by that, we're not going from softail to touring and saying, oh, well, you know, might as well just get a touring bike. Well, that's, you know, this is not this is not the RoadQueen or the you know, the baby street glide or any of that stuff. So which I think is kind of funny, because we did a 2018 lowrider build over at Maverick, and we put a FXR P fairing, and a lot of people have been calling that the baby road glide, which is, you know, whatever. It doesn't look anything like it, but you know, the concept is there. But you know, you want a lighter, more agile bike that you can go the distance with. Man, this bike is incredible. I mean, the power plant is proven to be, I mean, just insane. I mean, the stuff that you can do to it, even just in the stock form, it is, you know, it's just, the power is just there, you know. And the seating is comfortable. I would probably raise the bars a little bit, but you know, that's just me. But if they stay stock, I wouldn't be too upset. And the way that you remove this fairing, by the way, it's just like literally like two clips, one on each side, and you just like pull it back on your side, and it comes right off. So, and to put it back on, it's just as easy. It's not as much of a pain as other things that Harley has made in the past. And it's almost, I think it's easier than removing the windshields that come stock on a lot of the Road Kings. It's, I mean, and that's fairly easy. So this is pretty dang close. So yeah, I don't know if any of that made sense, if I made any good connections for you. That's just my personal opinion. And yeah, so if you're interested in any of these two bikes, they're both available for sale. So call us here at 972-988-1903. Check us out on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Subscribe, like, give us your opinion. So yeah, let us know how we're doing, or how I'm doing. So in the meantime, get on your Harley and get some wind therapy. Later.